The Kenyan police have uncovered yet another chilling chapter in the country's ongoing saga of religious extremism in the country's west. On Monday, April 21st, 2025, two bodies were recovered from the St. Joseph Missions of Africa Church in Migori County, while 57 weak and malnourished individuals were rescued from the premises, according to a police report. The bodies, one of which was found wrapped in a white robe and grey sheet, were discovered in a prayer room within the church compound, as per the report. The rescued individuals, visibly weak and frail, were taken to a nearby hospital but refused to be attended to by medical personnel, and instead began to chant and sing religious songs. Authorities are now investigating the church, but the parallels to the Shakahola tragedy of 2023 are impossible to ignore. The Shakahola disaster was one of the world's most horrifying cult-related incidents. Over 400 bodies, nearly half of them children, were exhumed from shallow graves in a forest. The leader of the Good News International Church, Paul Mackenzie, allegedly convinced his followers to starve themselves and their children to death to reach heaven before the apocalypse. Paul Mackenzie and his associates were charged with murder, terrorism-related crimes, manslaughter, and torture for allegedly ordering his followers to starve themselves and their children to death so that they could go to heaven before the world ends. Mackenzie, of course, denied the charges because why take responsibility when you claim divine intervention? The case is still ongoing. And now here we are again, another church, another tragedy, another group of vulnerable individuals exploited in the name of faith. It is almost as if we have learned nothing. How many more lives must we lose before we start holding spiritual leaders accountable? How many more children must die before we question the unchecked power of religious institutions? As we await the results of the investigation, one thing is clear: this is not just a Kenyan problem. It is a global issue that forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about the intersection of faith, power, and vulnerability. What do you think? Share your thoughts with us in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the News God for more updates. My name is Nelson Kofi. Thank you for watching.